Welcome to another Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Each week we have different individuals from various organizations come in to tell us what's going on in their organization and also how they impact our viewing area and the communities that we cover. And we do appreciate all the great organizations. There's some really good ones out there, and all of them, obviously, volunteers are very important. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a gentleman from a very important location right here in Harrison and what they do on Connection.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. You'll find a huge selection of sandals by Chaco for men, women, and children in various styles and colors. Birkenstock footwear sets the standard for comfort, quality, and functionality and continues to be one of their most popular brands. New for the season is their Tony Lama casual shoes for men and boys and the all-new Ariat Cruiser Classic slip-on for women. Their selection of Twisted X continues to grow with the latest and new styles. Get in the swing of summer at Harness Boots and Shoes on the Square in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our first guest in the studio today from the House of Hope here in Harrison, and it's their director, Roy Thomas. Roy, thank you. Finally got you in, didn't I, Roy?
Finally. Thank you for having me back.
Boy, we had a rough time. I apologize on our having to cancel on you twice, but we finally got you in, and so far, keep your fingers crossed, everything's working. Listen, the reason I wanted to talk to you today, I know, let's kind of start off. One thing that they're doing at the House of Hope right now, they got a fund drive going, and actually have a donor that's willing to give them some money, and I'll kind of let Roy tell a little bit about it. But this is where they need your help. They need to get some matching funds for this.
Yeah, we have a donor that's offered us $20,000 matching donation on our fundraising, and it started out at the golf tournament, and he was gracious enough to extend it on out. And right now we're well over about $5,000 or $6,000 from making our goal.
Okay.
So
yeah. you really, the objective obviously is making money, but you need at least make $20,000
right
in your fundraiser. Anything over that, he'll match it up to whatever you get.
Right.
Boy, anytime you can get a matching program like that, that's very important. You know, you've come so far. I mean, I know you've been involved in it for several years in another capacity and helping out and volunteering. But for those of you that do not know what the House of Hope does, I'm going to let Roy talk a little bit about it. Of course, they're located right across from Edwards Grocery here in Harrison. You know, it was a real nice situation where back when you started, and around July of 2012, I think that's right, where the city of Harrison, actually the council and the mayor at that time said, well, we've got this building down there. It's not an ideal situation. It's in floodplain, I think.
Right.
And you've had some issues with that. But we'll let you have a 30-year lease for $1 a year, and you can utilize the building, which is about the only way you could have come up with a building.
Yeah, we couldn't have done it otherwise.
I'm sure. The homeless situation around here, a lot of people maybe don't realize the intensity of it, and seems to be growing and growing and growing every day, every week, every month and year. Just give people an idea kind of what you're doing down there, Roy.
Well, we attempt to get people, they have a big part of it themselves. We point them in the right direction and tell them what to do, give them the forms, tell them how to help them fill it out. If they don't have an income, the first step is to try to get them a job. If they have an income, then we'll get with the housing authority and try to get something within their income range. We don't have facilities to keep people overnight. Right. We're called a shelter, but we are a day shelter. Yes. Yeah. We have no way to put anybody up. We have applied for our new grant. If we get that, then it'll be a whole new ballgame.
Right.
We'll be able to put people into housing, temporary housing, then move them into regular housing. But right now, we're operating on a shoestring, and our biggest thing is if they need a job, or if we can try to get them a place to stay, or a rehab. We do some rehab, not a lot, but we do some. We've been the last week, 2 weeks, we worked with a family of 4, a man and wife, and a single guy, 74 years old, and managed to get them all into housing. The one of them was a temporary housing. The other 2, one's permanent. One probably will be permanent. And the ones that was in temporary last week, just before I left on vacation, we managed to move them into an apartment.
Wow.
So they were standing at the campground in the one and only tent that we have.
Actually, Roy and I were talking before we started the show that they get requests down there. The people come in and say, "Do you have any tents that we can use?" Well, they're really not in the tent business, and obviously we don't want people staying in tents just down on the creek or on the street or whatever. So you've tried to help. You got one, but basically it's to put them out at a facility which has all the accommodations. Where it's it's for campers and that type of thing. But the number you gave me a while ago was just, I've been involved in this from the beginning, but the number of people you feed down there.
We feed Tuesday breakfast and lunch. Breakfast, we don't have maybe 10, 15 people, but lunch we've been having in the last couple of days anywhere from 45 to 55 people a day, and the majority of them are not clients. They're people that come in off the street or hungry. Now, we primarily have the food for our clients, but if somebody comes in hungry, we're going to feed them. We don't get money back for it, but we're going to feed them. We don't really right now get money back for feeding them anyway, because of the way the fund that we got from the government worked. That money has been spent.
Just already spent, yeah. So basically, the House of Hope itself, your funding primarily comes from donors.
Comes from the local donors right here.
You had the golf tournament, fundraising type thing, and very little from the government.
Right. $13,000 all we got last year, and we opted to try to keep the doors open with it, which we've so far managed to do.
Wow. Obviously House of Hope is like many other organizations that they depend on volunteers. They do have a few people that they pay, but volunteers are very important down there. The one thing that you're trying to do that I think has gone pretty well is where you're preparing meals where people can order their meal and take it with them.
Yes, we have Hopeful Meals where you order it by Tuesday. We buy the ingredients on Wednesday. We have a certified chef come in on Thursday evening and prepare the meals. You pick them up between 5:30 and 5 and 6:30, I believe it is, on Thursday night. And these are all prepared from scratch. There's nothing, no canned goods, nothing. It's all prepared right there from scratch.
Over the period of time that, let's just say, since you've been involved, have you seen, I'm sure you have, you've seen a tremendous increase in the number of people that need those services down there.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And right now, people are moving. Summertime, wintertime come, it'll slack off a little bit. But our primary focus is to get people back into the community, back into the system, back into being self-sufficient. We do not encourage people to use the system. We don't enable them. We try not to. Obviously, it'll happen, but it's not what we primarily focus to. So,
have you seen over the last few years, several years, whatever, Roy? Have you seen? Harrison is such a giving community anyway. I mean, we try probably as good as any community across the country, and smaller communities seem to try to help people even more so than the major metropolitan areas. Not that they don't, and they have the money to do it in a different way, but small communities like Harrison, do you see people that are transient people that are coming? How's the mix there of people?
We did a survey in June just for that specific reason, and 75% of the people that we served in June were from Newton, Boone, Marion, and Baxter County. the 4 counties that our continuum serves. And I think we had a couple from up in Branson. So, most of the stuff is local, homegrown. I mean, they don't come in.
Okay.
Although there are some, they don't come in primarily just, hey, I'm coming to the House of Hope. Can you put me up? That doesn't happen.
Okay. So the majority of the problem is our problem.
Right.
It's
exactly.
local. It's a local problem. Well, I wasn't sure about that. I mean, I do see, and I'm sure people that are maybe watching and you see this happen, I see a lot more people, they can call them whatever, panhandlers or whatever you want to call them, people that are on the streets asking for money or for help. You see them out by the Walmart intersection, seems to be the hot spot out there because of the traffic flow in and out of the Walmart center there. But a lot of people, I see different people there as I go out there, and maybe some of them are transient, just stop here to get a little few dollars and move on. Didn't know if that was the kind of people that you get some of too.
We get some of it, and when we have something like that, we have what they call a survival kit, which is a backpack with, I don't know, 20 things in it. Peanut butter, Spam, potted meat, anything to survive, even purification tablets. Okay. And we try to help them too. We're not going to say, hey, get out of here. Yes. We'll give them a backpack and they go on down and do whatever, because there are people that just like to do that. They don't want to be tied down to one place or have one thing, have to get up and go to work every day. I can't say I agree with that, but they're human beings. They deserve to be treated properly.
So. Another location that I hadn't even thought about this, but it's for seniors, and I was wondering if you get any bleed off, or if you I hate to say have to refer to that location, but I think of the senior center where they have meals for. I mean, if you don't have any money, they give you the meal if you're older, person. Do you get people that maybe wind up going there? Do you know of? I mean, is that a big?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, no, so mostly those, they've got a clientele.
Right, they've got their own.
See, I didn't know.
Now we do have a volunteer that actually he's the son of one of the people that work there, and she called me and asked me if he's a great high school kid. He wanted someplace to volunteer in the summertime, so he works for us three days a week.
Okay.
But other than as far as the clients or anything, nothing like that.
At one time, and in fact, I think that you were talking about a while ago, do you all have a van? Do you actually take?
We actually have 2 vans now and a pickup truck.
Okay.
And a pickup truck we use for hauling furniture, donations, all kinds of stuff like that. In fact, the people who were at the campground took me 2 trips in the pickup to get them moved into their apartment. How you can live in a tent and have that much stuff, I have no idea. But they did. Wow. And we have 2 vans that we transport them around to doctor's appointments, to job interviews, DHS to get food stamps, primarily whatever they need to do. Right now, we don't have enough volunteers to book anything ahead of time because we just don't have the volunteers.
Okay.
And so it's kind of an emergency situation. And you're looking at him.
You're looking at the driver? Well, you used to do that, so you're used to
it.
That's right. Okay, we got about 4 minutes. I want to get into another part of the House of Hope, which is something they started a couple of years ago, and then it's coming to fruition. Hope Cottages. Give us a little update on Hope.
Well, it's our 8-apartment complex for the single mothers and their minor children, and at this point we're working on opening 4. We're going to have 4 apartments complete by October 1st. Okay. Our funding is not where it should be to complete it all at once, like we would have liked to, but we have Building A and Building D. Building A is almost done except for furnishing. D is getting to the point where it's almost up with A, and they started a little work on Building E, and B and C, we've kind of backed off. B is going to be the ADA apartments. We back because they're the most expensive, so we've had to back off on that because of the funding. C, there's a possibility we may be able to at least start on C, but we're going to have 4 for sure open and a kitchen open.
Okay.
So
you're getting closer.
So we're getting closer, and of course, and we're getting more and more people from the churches coming out to help us clean up and everything. We had I can't remember the name of the group from Episcopal Church came out and helped the youth from another church came out and helped clean up all the trash and debris. And because as you go, you got this, the major stuff is done. This is all now the smaller stuff, inside the apartment.
I'm sure of the part of the rationale here, and obviously you don't have the money to finish it all right now anyway. You need more funding. But once you can, if you get those open, get those 4 apartments open and operational, and people in there that you're helping, and people in the community have a tendency to help even more once they see the project. I'm sure that's a part of your.
And that's why we are endeavoring to try to keep everybody abreast of where we're at in our operation. We don't want them to say that, well, we gave them money back so and so, we haven't heard a thing about them.
Yes.
But we try to keep them, even on our Facebook page, we've got 2 Facebook pages, one for the cottages and one for us, and we try to keep all those updated.
Yeah.
So we try to let the community know that we are making progress. Their money is going to a good cause.
Well, you have come a long way with the Hope Cottages, and from the fruition of the thought process of what we needed here, and there's a desperate need for a place like this for mothers and children. It's not putting aside the male side of our population, but most importantly the children, to get them off the streets and help these people get on their feet and get going. So it's a great project.
It is, and that's to me that's the most heart-rendering thing, is to see the kids and how they're having to go through some of this, and the parents either single or double, or just they're trying, but for various and sundry reasons,
it's not working. They're doing the best. Roy, thank you. I do appreciate you coming in and bringing us up to speed on obviously the fundraiser going on right now. If you got any amount of money they would accept, they've got a person who would give them $20,000 up to whatever they raise. So if you can help them out, it would be a tremendous help for the House of Hope that's helping homeless people, feed them and doing all the things that need to be done to get them back on their feet and get them going. And everybody's been down at some point in their life. So if you can help, it would be appreciated. And we'll keep you posted on how the Hope Cottages are coming along, and we'll get you back in before long and give us an update. Roy, thank you so much. And thanks for all your help and good job that you're doing down there. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a young lady about what's going on at the Boone County Library on Connection.
Hi, this is Ashlyn Taylor of Valley Springs, and I'm proud to be a Lady Pioneer. I chose North Ark first because it's close to home and I like the small class sizes and helpful staff. I'm working on getting my general education classes completed so I can transfer to a university. I'm excited to be playing basketball at the college level while getting an excellent education at an affordable price.
Enroll now for fall classes. Classes start August 20th. For quality, value, and convenience, pick North Ark first. We're your college.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Our second guest in the studio today is from the Boone County Library, the director at the Boone County Library, Ginger Schonenberger. Thank you, Ginger, for coming in, and I finally got you in.
You did.
Oh, she wore a new dress the other day. I had to call and cancel, then I had to cancel again. Yeah. She finally said, hey, just whenever you can get me there. So we finally got you in.
Absolutely.
Thanks for bearing with us very much.
Oh, not a problem.
A few things we want to talk about. First of all, you've got a backpack program coming up.
Let's talk about that. Oh, that would be great. Okay. Yes, we have a back-to-school backpack giveaway coming up this Saturday, and it's going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning and go until 1.
Okay.
And it is a first-come, first-served basis. So if the children want to receive that, they need to come, like I said, pretty early, I would say. And it's going to be outside in our parking lot. This will be the first time we have ever closed our parking lot down. So our parking lot will be closed off because we're also having Monkey Mo's coming. I know, strange name. Yeah. Monkey Mo's. And what they do is they provide all kinds of games for the children to play. So one of those games is called Plunko. have no clue. You drop something in some. I know. You drop this little disc down and it just kind of goes down and it goes into a specific area. And if you get points, you win a prize.
Well, there you go.
Okay. They're also providing us with a snow cone machine. So we'll be having snow cones. And but lots of games. Lots of games.
So all this is going on in the parking lot
All
with
of
the
it in the parking-
backpack
yes.
and everything at one time.
Yes.
So it'll be a lot of people coming
It's
down.
going to be a lot of people. We're going to have the fire department there, Harrison Fire Department. Also, the Harrison Police Department is going to bring a car down, let the kids set the sirens off and all of that. And now, one of the most important things they also have to remember: the children have to be present.
Okay.
If the child is not present, we're not going to be able to give them a backpack.
Okay.
Because we're going to be a little bit more limited. 2 years, this is actually our third year. So 2 years ago, what we did was we partnered with the Elks Club. It was the Boone County Library and the Elks. And we provided hot dogs and food. They did, and the backpacks and all of that. And so what we did was we decided with the Junior Auxiliary was doing it at the same time. We said, well, why don't we just partner? So we partnered with them last year. We're doing it again this year. So we have the Elks, ourselves, and also the Junior Auxiliary. We're giving away haircuts to all the children. And we also have Kevin Clark, which is an archaeologist, and he's here at our National River Park services, and he's going to be doing a dinosaur exhibit again. And he's very popular. He does all kinds of really cool experiments and gives the kids like shark teeth or arrowheads or something like that.
So this is all going to be going on at the same time?
It's all going on at the same time.
So this will be fantastic.
So that's why we have to kind of close our parking lot for the first time.
Yeah.
We had it in the street last year on the, I believe it was the south side, hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just miserable. So we're going to do it in the parking lot where we have a little bit more shade, and then the Elks will be giving away food.
That'll be good.
Drinks, hot dogs
fun.
and all of
That'll
that. So
be
it's a
fun.
lot of fun.
Good.
And we have several sponsors. The Cake Shop, Pace is sponsoring us. Pepsi is giving us a lot of water and drinks. And
Good.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, a lot of different
Don't
things.
forget about that. Coming
No,
up,
this Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't want to run out of time on our program, so
Right,
I'm
I
going to
don't
let you get.
either.
Let's talk about the property thing.
Yes.
You sold the property across from Walmart with the new Cornerstone
Yes.
Banks going in, that whole section that kind of runs over to Hester Drive, that piece of property
It
there.
does.
And they bought it all from you.
Yes.
How's that work?
Okay, so the property across from Walmart, we used to call it the Walmart property because it is just directly across from Walmart. And it is behind and also attached to where Dr. Chu's office is.
Yes.
And so that property was deeded to us, or granted, it's willed to us back in middle 2000. And so that was done by Violet Long, and she willed that to us with the stipulation that any monies that we earned from that had to go into a trust. We had to invest it, and any of the monies that we gained from that, we could take a percentage of that. However, that cap is at 5% of the earnings. All right. And so right now what we're doing is we're taking a percentage. We're taking 4%, and that money is strictly for books, nothing else. We can't purchase a pencil out of that. We can't purchase anything except for book related. It can be ebooks. It can be audiobooks, the regular old paper book, handbooks, that you can hold in your hand. Anything related to books is all that we can use. And yes, we did sell it. Yes, we gained quite a bit. We sold it for over $800,000, which is public knowledge.
Yes.
And it is in an Arvist trust, and they monitor it constantly. And then
that's what it's earmarked
and
for.
that is exactly what it's earmarked for. It's
So
nothing else.
If the public's thinking, well, they took that 800-something thousand and now they can just do whatever, obviously you can't do it, which is not unusual. So it's deemed for that.
Yes,
only.
it is.
Okay.
It is
but
only
it's a
for
great
that.
thing to have.
It's
Helps you
amazing
tremendously.
because if you think about it, if you can't read, if you're not being taught to read, you can't do anything.
Right.
Even as going as far as cooking,
Yeah.
you have a recipe you have to follow.
Very
How are you going to follow it? you know, and even sometimes the restrooms, think about it.
Yeah.
They put men, they put women. If you can't read,
Yeah.
so Mrs.
She's
yes,
smart in doing that.
Mrs. Lawing was very thoughtful in her thinking, because books will always, I don't care what format they are, they will always be needed.
Right.
And I'm telling you right now, if you want an ebook, you're going to pay a great deal of money for an ebook.
Right. So this is good that you can go there.
This way, you don't have to do that. You
Right.
can just come in and rent it from
thank
us.
you for telling me. That's
Free
perfect.
library card.
That's good. Yeah, bring your library. What else you got there?
And I was hoping you would like some information about what we do with the library as well,
Yes.
and what we have. And first of all, I want to tell you that we have over 29,000 library card holders that are active, that utilize our library. And right now, so far to date, we have had checked out over 100,000 items. And I went by one of the stores lately, and I noticed a box in there, and they were spitting out movies, but they had to put a credit card in, and here comes a movie, and they had to have it back within 2 to 3 days. Well, we have over 4,000, let me give you the exact count. We have 4,566 DVDs.
Okay.
All right? Nonfiction, fiction, TV series, anything that you can imagine. And all you need is a library card. You can check those movies out, and you don't get them for 2 or 3 days. You get them for 7 days.
Okay.
All right? And
Great
so, and again, if you think about it, we buy all the new movies. We get all the new movies that come out. And if you don't see something on the shelf, all you have to do is ask.
Fantastic.
And
great,
we could always order it.
That's fantastic.
So just one more real quick thing, that if you don't mind, we also partner with the area schools.
Okay.
And we provide them with library cards. They're called iCards. And those students that have an iCard are allowed to use and utilize any book, any type of material that we have that is an e-resource. So like an ebook, we have at least over 10,000 ebooks.
Wow.
In our circulation. And so they can, if they need to read a book, all they have to do, use their device, get a book, and use it for their reports or whatever they need for school. So we're partnering with all the area schools. So if you have not partnered with us yet, please call us and we will definitely partner with you. But we have, Harrison was our first school. So we have over 1,200 students that are holding our library cards right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, if you're watching and you're part of another school district around here, you need to go see Ginger, because that's a great program.
Yes, it is.
I'm glad to see you do that.
Yes.
Got about a minute. Is anything else?
Got about a minute?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What else can I tell you? Well, don't forget, not only that, but we also have music. I know music is one of those things that people, don't usually use their in-house systems anymore. Well, the thing is, if you go camping, I just heard people saying they're camping. Well, you have to have something to listen to your music with. We have that. We also have audiobooks.
Okay.
We also have newspapers from all around the area.
Right.
We also have, newspapers, magazines. You name it, we have it.
everything.
We have it.
And the thing about it is, the library, most of the stuff, if not all, is free. You got to have
It's
a
free.
library card. You go
That's
down there,
it.
you can use all their facilities.
That's it.
Ginger,
That's it.
finally got you in here. I promise
Do I look
you,
okay?
You look great. You look great. I don't even care if that's a new outfit. You look great. Thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
And thanks for clarifying the fact that a lot of people didn't understand about the sale of that property and how you can use it. It's great for the library, but you have to use it specifically
Very specific.
for that, and it's a great cause.
Yes, thank you.
You do a fantastic job. We have a wonderful
you.
library, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And we'll have you in again. I promise.
Please do.
I won't cancel on you.
Okay, please.
Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show. We hope we got some information to you didn't know about. Join us again next time.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison, helping you feel better since 1965.